And here vector is point P to T. So here vector PT and vector TS. And also here vector SR. So here you see the vectors directions. The vector PQ and QR same direction, clockwise direction. Another PT and TS and SR. Those are anti-clockwise direction. So here, how to get the resultant vectors? First, we write the clockwise vectors. So addition of clockwise vectors PQ, vector PQ plus vector QR give the resultant vector. Here the starting point is P and ending point is R. So direction of these two vectors addition, they give the direction of this one from P to R. So now we can get the resultant vector PR. Another vector addition anti-clockwise, vector PT plus vector TS and vector SR. These three vectors giving the resultant vector. So here these vectors also starting from P, point P and finished in point R. So PT, TS, SR. So these three vectors also give the resultant vector in the same direction of PR. So now we have two resultant vectors here, PR and PR. So resultant vector is 2PR. Do you understand this vector addition?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So here also some examples of vector additions. Here vector A and vector B, vector C and vector D. These vectors directions are anti-clockwise. So these vectors starting from this point to ending for the here. So these 1, 2, 3, 4 vectors additions giving the resultant vectors, vector A plus vector B and vector C plus vector D. These are the final resultant vectors. Right, another example here, A and B, two vectors. So these two A and B vector give the resultant vector AB from this point to that point. This is the direction of resultant vectors. So now we can move this vector. Don't change the magnitude and the direction. We can move the vector here, and also we can move the vector A here. Now we can get the resultant. That resultant also same, B plus A. So here vector A plus B and vector B plus A also equals. So here also vector A and vector B. Now we can get the resultant direction of this point to that point. So the resultant is vector A plus vector B. This is the resultant. And here also the vector A and vector B have a same direction. Now we can get the resultant in this, the vector of this direction, in this direction. So resultant vector is A plus B, vector A plus vector B. If this vector B is have an opposite direction, how to get the resultant? Here, the vector of A in right side direction, vector B is a left side direction, then we can get the resultant force, resultant vectors. So now I'm going to change the direction of B, the vectors direction B. I'm going to change the direction. Then I'm going to multiply by minus B. Now we using the vector addition. So vector A and vector minus B directions are same. So A plus minus B. Finally, we can get the resultant vector R is A minus B. This is the resultant vector. Okay, here some of the examples of vector addition. Here v1, vector v1 and vector v2 and vector v3 have a same direction clockwise. So here starting point A, I'm going to put the points A, B, C and D. So these vectors are starting from A and finish in B. So in this figure, we get the resultant vectors from A to D. So V1 plus V2 plus V3. another figure here. Here also V2, V1 and V3, same directions clockwise. So here starting from this point to that point. So now we can get the resultant R is equal to V2 plus V1 plus V3. These are very simple calculations. So here also V3 plus V1 plus V2. These are anti-clockwise. Sometimes the vectors are like this. We can also write the resultant vector is V1 plus V3 plus V2. The vector start from here and ending from here. So resultant vector acting these 2 points. So this direction. And here also starting point here and ending point here. Those vectors are V2, V3, V1. So we can directly write V1, V2 plus V3 plus V1. So here also like this. We can see now different types of vector additions. In this figure, see this figure, here point E, F, A, B, C, and also here point D. Now we can check the directions of vectors. Here E to D and D to C anti-clockwise. So these ED, vector ED and vector DC, same directions anti-clockwise. So this ED and DC vectors adding then give the resultant vector of EC, because the starting point of vector ED is, starting point of this one is E and ending point is C. So E to D and D to C. So here the resultant vector is E to C. So here vector ED plus vector DC given vector DC. Then another vectors EF, FA and AB and BC given the resultant vectors. These vectors also starting from E and ending in C. So now we can get the EP. So this one EF. So EF, EF, FA, AB and BC given the resultant vector EC. So the resultant vector is, total resultant vector is two EC. EC plus EC. So 2 EC. Because same value, same direction. So here we can get the resultant vector is 2 EC. Do you understand this question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I'm going to denote the vectors A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So here vector AB, here vector BC, and vector CD, vector DE, and vector EF, and vector FG, and also vector AG. Vector AC, and vector CE. Can you find the resultant vector? Can you try this one?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, what is the value of the resultant vector? What is the resultant vector?
I wrote BD plus DS. It's equal to FB.
BD plus DF equal to the direction of these vectors are clockwise. So starting from B2, starting ending from F. Okay, no problem. I do this question, and another one is you try this one. Okay, first you check the directions of the vectors. Here I check it from this square, right? A to C, C to E, and E to G. Here clockwise. So I'm going to write AC, vector AC plus vector C. So this one CE. Sorry, this vector is CE. This vector is EG. So vector AC plus vector CE and vector EG, given the resultant vector here, starting from point A ending in G. So these three vectors addition giving the resultant vector A to G. So here the resultant vectors is AG. And also already one of the vector here AG. So now we can do the simplify other vectors from A to G. Okay, here A to B and B to C, C to D and D to E, E to F, F to G. So the starting point is A, ending point is G. So these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vectors given the resultant vector AG. Okay, here also you write vector AB, vector BC, and vector CD, and vector DE, and vector EF, and vector GF. So FG, vector FG, given the resultant vector starting from A to G. So here A to G. So total number of vectors 3AG here. AG and AG and AG. So finally we can get 3AG as a resultant in this figure. So resultant vector is 3ag. Now, can you understand this?
Yes, sir.
In this, every point they denoted as a one vector. Sir. Here, the point AB, between the point AB and this arrow mark denote the vector. So this AB is a one vector, BC is another vector, CD is another vector. So every English between the English points, English letters, we have the arrow mark that denotes every vectors. Okay, in this figure, what is the resultant vector?
So here we don't have the points like B to C, C to D.
Okay, now we can write the A, B, C, D. Okay, in this figure, first we check the any other zero resultant here. Yeah, first we check the directions of the vectors. Here, see this B to A and A to C and C to D and D to B. So these four vectors F, A, E, and C, the four vectors given zero resultant because the initial point and the final point are same. Here B, right? The initial point and also final point also the same point B. Here B to A to C, C to D, and D to B. Here closed figures. So the starting point and the ending point are same. So here resultant is 0. Then two vectors are balanced, D and B. These two are same directions but difference uh, magnitude. So direction is same. So same direction. So resultant vector is vector B and vector D. Same direction. So resultant is B plus D. Is it okay? Or
Okay, sir.
right. Another problem. In this figure, in this triangle, these three vectors given the zero resultant because DA, AE, and ED. So the starting point and the ending point are same. So here, these three vectors given the zero resultant. Then we have the balance BC, CA, and CD and BA. Now we can get the addition of BC and CA, vector BC and the vector CA. These two vectors are given the starting point B to A. So direction of B to A, but in this figure already one of the BA vector here. And here balance CD vector. So now finally we can get the resultant 2BA plus CD because these three vectors have the same direction BA and another BA. So here 2BA and the CD is the same direction of BA. So 2BA plus vector CD. So this is the resultant vector.
Sir, the dotted lines show which direction?
Uh, they are like a only lines. They don't vectors. We can simplify. Okay, here the vector S and vector T give the resultant vector EA. So in this direction, EA. This one, vector S and the vector T, these are the clockwise. They too give the resultant vector EA. So that is, they use the dot lines. So we put the direction resultant pressure right here, EA. And also balance vector P and vector Q and the vector R given the EA. So here also P plus Q plus R, they are given also EA vector. So vector P and vector Q and vector R given here starting point, this one is ending point. So here also the direction of the resultant vector starting from E and finishing here. So here also we get the EA. So resultant vector is 2EA. Resultant vector is 2EA. Is it okay now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, last one. So here easily we can find the resultant vector. First, going to this way, A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E, and E to F. These are the same directions. So in this path, they give the resultant vector starting from A to F. So we AB plus BC and CD plus DE and DF given. resultant vector AF. Another set of vectors AG and GF. AG and the GF same directions, so AG and GF also give the resultant vector from A to F. So totally we have 2 AF. And also already the vector AF here in this arrow mark, we already have the another AF. This one, this is also vector AF. So totally we have 3 AF. First one AB, BC, CD, DE, EF. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's that 5 vectors give the resultant vector AF, and also here we have already AF vector, and also AG and GF vectors given the another AF resultant vector. So totally we have 3 AF resultant vector. So this is the one of the past paper question.
Okay.
Okay, do you understand this section? Vectors.
Yes.
Okay, so practice this questions, and if you have any doubts, please ask me. Okay, I will send this notes in your chat box.
Okay.
Okay, I finished this class.